What is going on, guys? N1njaHawks here. Today, I'm going to be ranking every Avengers movie from worst to best. Keep in mind, there are definitely going to be spoiler alerts. Otherwise, I will say now that this is the first time on the channel that I've done a non-gaming ranking from worst to best type of video, and wow. Honestly, I cannot wait to get into these Avengers movies. So without any further said, guys, let's get into this. Starting things on the list, we have Age of Ultron. You may be thinking, if you've watched the Avengers movies, why on earth is this one last? Well, because it just really is the most boring one out of the bunch. Mainly because there's just not as many things I can remember. In fact, sorry, I can't really remember much, to be honest about it, because compared to the Avengers movies, the only things I really remember, you want to know what I really remember? The fight with Ultron, Quicksilver, and Scarlet Witch in that indoor area, and that's all I really remember. Also the final ending, that's all I really remember. I'm sorry, but that's really what I remember. Well, when I think of it anyway, but the truth is I do remember all of it, because I have a great memory, because I'm one of those people that have really good memories. But however, as much as I do have great memories, I will say now that many of the scenes are just forgettable and boring, and it just felt like a really boring one of the bunch. Honestly, I have no answers to say outside that, and yeah, it's a pretty boring one out of the bunch, but hey, it's a little something if you want to see the Avengers movies to understand, but yeah, this is the boring one out of the bunch. So anyways, let's move on to the next movie. Next up, we have the first Avengers. Where to begin with? This is, of course, the first success towards the Avengers movies, because, of course, this is the first movie, and wow, it's a smashing hit, and it definitely is still successful, I gotta say. A lot of fun. Yes, it's overshadowed by two movies that I'm gonna get into in good time, but man, wow, where to begin this movie? There's a lot of fun stuff happening. The beginning is awesome. And of course it even introduced us to Loki, and wow, it's just a lot of fun to just watch, and honestly, it just was like mind-blowing when I first saw it. I was like, wow, holy crap, we have this new environment, and they just keep making me happy each time, and in fact, I made the entire crowd happy when I was actually at the cinema. Now that is when you know a movie's going to be successful right there. There are so many great scenes in the movie that I still remember, like, for example, the fight between Iron Man, Captain America versus Thor. Like, man, that was just so interesting, and when Thor says, "You want me to put the hammer down," and literally Captain America just straight up just shielding it like as if it was nothing, like, holy crap, and like caused a wave. Like, holy crap, we've never seen that before outside this movie. Well, unless, of course, the comic books, comic book stuff, even though I'm not a comic book person, but, like, wow, holy crap, seeing that for the first one was like, what? I never knew that would happen, because I was expecting Thor to just straight up break Captain America's shield, like, as if it was, like, paper, like how Thanos did that in, of course, the comic books, but, like, wow, holy crap. That was shocking, and of course I like how Loki just jokes on about it, and like, wow, just, it literally just is mind-blowing just to see that scene again, and yeah, even Iron Man makes a good fight for it too. As for the final battle in the movie, epic, and wow, just that scene with the Hulk just literally smashing Loki like a dummy. Like, holy crap. And, of course, the Avengers win, etc., making Loki surrender. And, of course, what do you know? It ends up in an epic way and even has an ending to the movie at the end of the credits. Nice. I like endings at the end of the credits. Make me feel like I'm rewarded for standing there all day long, sitting on my butt. Anyways, let's move on to the next movie. Next on this list, no way I can't mention this list without Infinity War. I still remember going to the cinema and having absolutely sold out tickets because literally this movie was so popular, and wow, I still remember that both Bro Zones and even, of course, Rightful Duke, like, wow, we just wanted to just go to the cinema, do the usual because, there'd always be tickets, but holy crap, on literally Anzac Day, like, there was just like a bloody line out there just waiting. It was like the size of something you'd see at a bloody rock band concert, and just bloody hell. Everyone really wanted to shove in, and holy crap, it took a while. And of course it took so long that we actually had to wait 3 or 4 days just to get to see the movie. But of course, lucky me, I actually saw it a few days before actually going with them because, well, thanks to my family, I actually got the time to see it. Well, they pretty much booked it in, and yeah, they had to be pretty lucky because, well, if they didn't, sold out with a snap of the fingers like this. Literally, and it would just be instant because it's that popular. Anyways, let's begin the story. So, it pretty much takes place after Thor Ragnarok. Definitely need to watch it to understand this. Otherwise, let's begin. So, pretty much it starts off where Thanos literally destroys almost everyone on Thor's ship. And of course, there are some that are alive, but mainly just the main heroes, if you ask me. And so, pretty much, after all that stuff and a bunch of talking, then the Hulk wants to fight Thanos, and, well, you get introduced to a few new characters along the way with it, and, well, Hulk gets completely destroyed by Thanos without the Infinity Stones, which, if you don't know what they are, they're overpowered stones. Otherwise, I'm not going to go into detail. After Hulk gets defeated, I forgot the black guy's name, but he saves Hulk and he pretty much travels to Earth, and then with that continues on with that story. But anyways, the black guy dies, and then Loki thinks that he can backstab Thanos after giving him the Space Stone, and which lets him control gravity. But however, clearly Loki gets defeated, and yep, he gets choked to death by Thanos. The story is pretty long, so I'm not going to go over everything, so please keep in mind. So, let's begin. So, yes, Thanos does try to destroy the Earth, but our heroes save it. But, however, Doctor Strange is captured. So, pretty much, Iron Man and Spider-Man save Strange, but, however, they don't know where they're going. They're going to the galaxy, fight them, and, well, they're pretty much confused, trying to problem solve. Then they fight Thanos, which is clearly waiting for them all along. So, anyways, pretty much the battle with Guardians of the Galaxy, except for Gamora, and Iron Man, Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange begin versing Thanos, and yet they get completely destroyed. Iron Man almost dies, but then Doctor Strange gives him the Time Stone, which is clearly the worst decision ever, considering they could just reverse the battle, make it look like as if it never happened. But anyway, so the other heroes are pretty much fighting just to save Wakanda and pretty much everywhere else, really. But because Thanos now has the Time Stone, pretty much it's game over instantly for the heroes, and, well, then he gets the Mind Stone off of Vision, and yeah, it's pretty much game over, and, well, the snap happens and pretty much wipes out half of them. The end. And also, at the end of the credits, wow, what a poor show. Hence the reason why I give this movie a 9 out of 10 is because the movie in credits is so poor. Like, come on, you have such an epic movie, and that's the reason why it's not number 1. Had it not been for that, it would have been maybe somewhere near, but of course Endgame was always going to be better. So let's move over to Endgame. Anyways, let's begin with Endgame at number 1. Before we even start the actual story to Endgame, I knew all along that Thanos was gonna die, and I knew that they needed an Infinity Gauntlet of something, or something just as good, to be able to defeat him. Like, I knew that before Avengers Endgame was even released as a name on public. Believe me, I actually even literally, as soon as the movie ended on Infinity War, I knew exactly that Thanos was going to get killed. And I knew everyone else in the crowd was thinking, that's not going to happen, that's not going to happen. Well, everyone, guess what? I proved you wrong. But in a fun way, of course, not in a rubbing your face way. And as for the internet, to say that, oh, you didn't know that all along, kid, you were just making it up and played those last second games like those 3-year-olds. Well, guess what I say to that? 1, 2, 3.
This is exactly what I say to those that don't believe it.
That's the message to all those people that are the idiots, and of course the internet my asses. Anyways, let's begin. The story begins after Avengers Infinity War. So before we start the story, only one part of the story, which is literally the beginning, requires Captain Marvel to be watched. So that's that, but otherwise the rest of it is pretty much the movie itself. After Avengers Infinity War, both Nebula and Iron Man are on a ship, but however, that of course goes to disaster when it runs out of fuel, and so there's no oxygen breathing, meaning that Iron Man is in for, of course, about to die. So yes, pretty much Iron Man records his last moments. The Avengers are wondering where on earth is he. They find nothing from him, so they find out by just pressing a button on the beacon for Captain Marvel. That calls in Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel saves Iron Man and Nebula, and then they get revenge on Thanos. After that, they use time travel to pretty much get all the Infinity Stones. Everything goes successful, but the other Nebula from not the future one comes in, calls in Thanos, destroys the Avengers base. Everyone makes it out alive, and the of course non-future Nebula dies, and well, what do you know, the future one's saved, all that stuff, and then Thanos pretty much waits for Captain America and for an Iron Man. So then after that they battle each other. The first time Captain America actually gets Thor's hammer, that was the best part when the crowd was cheering. All hope is lost as if, but however, the truth is the heroes from all dimensions come in and assemble. After pretty much the best part of the movie, then it ends up with this part.
I am inevitable. And I am Iron Man.
However, as much as it was successful defeating Thanos and actually killing him off, but Iron Man dies as well, and well, they have a funeral, and what do you know, in the end, everything goes back to usual. They return all the Infinity Stones back to their main universe, and what do you know, all that stuff, Captain America goes back to the one who he loves by going back in time, and then giving us the old Captain America in the future, and well, that pretty much ends from there. Movie itself, instant 10 out of 10 in my books, and definitely so successful. I rank it as the best Avengers movie ever, and I've just never seen anything like that. And also, this is one of the longest movies out there, so yeah, 4 hours, and that's pretty long for a movie, you gotta say. But a great storytelling movie, and that's the key to making a good movie, and heck, even a freaking video game. Anyways, Avengers Endgame so deserves the ending of number 1.